Have you ever felt like my guess the grade videos are unfair? Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek, and if you've never felt that way, well, today you will. I just thought I'd let you know that ahead of time. I'm going to have the most unfair guess the grade video of all time. And it's a little bit controversial, and what I mean by that is what I'm about to show you is a coin that I showed many, many dealers and have had many discussions over, and people just don't agree. They do not agree on the grading standard for this coin, or in this matter in general. They start talking about the difference between market grading and technical grading and all this other stuff. And I'm going to tell you something. I had to buy this coin. We're going to take a good look at it. I'm going to show you just one side for a bit, and then I want you to go ahead and type in the grade. I'll have a little pause. I'll show you the other side. I should just do two different videos and do a poll and see how it comes out. But we'll look at both sides of the coin. But I'm going to focus on one side to start with. And then you guys can guess the grade. We'll look close, and then we'll finish it off here talking a little bit more about grading. Thanks. Okay, guys, let's take a close look at this dollar. And you can tell me exactly what grade you would put on this coin. We're going to start just by looking. Did I tell you this was going to be unfair? I'm going to start doing something called leading the jury. Now this is a specific type where they have a die crack that ran all the way across the coin. And so you'll see, because of that, really uneven spots. Like you see over here, the E in United, and how the E is just nearly completely obliterated at the top. So if we were just grading the E, I guess it would grade much differently than the U, which is very strong and bold. We have the detail on the eagle's head. We've got feathers down there, strong E pluribus unum, and of course the lines on the shield are crisp and fresh. The shield is good. We have just a touch of reflectivity to the coin. In this, I would call that, it is a type of luster. It is not the cartwheel luster you're used to seeing on Morgan dollars. Some of these coins come with a little bit more of a flat, reflective, I don't want to say mirror finish because it's not a mirror finish to it. And then you can see the details from the eagle's claw up into the leaves and the berries. And some more eagle wings. Of course, now once again I'm leading the jury here by telling you, you can see all of the detail that's left. Some of the denticles here at the top, which are strong and bold. And then of course you have some flat points, which by leading the jury I will say you have the super fine points of the wing and then the flat points. But just like we looked at the E in United, we can also look over here and see the detail that is remaining, and then see the flat points and realize that the coin did not wear at the lowest points because the coin actually wears from the highest points down. So at this point in the video, you can go ahead and enter your guess as to the grade on this coin. And we can put in some traveling music here maybe, or some game show music just to make it more interesting. All right, next we're going to look at the obverse of the coin. And we're going to go ahead and focus a little bit. Focus, focus. And you'll see here, I'm going to go around the rim. Of course, you'll see now the denticles on this side are much lower and mushier. But you'll see here's an area where you go from, pretty bold. The stars get really bold right now. And then you see the same type of reflectivity here near the edges of the coin. Here we go, $17.99. Also, $17.99 is bold. Hair curls are bold. We get a lot of flatness here, like the reading, the denticles are completely gone over here by the stars. So a lot of flatness. Now let's look at this. There is almost zero detail over the top portion of this coin. You'll see that her hair is all gone. all gone. Whoop. And my focus is all gone. Just no detail at all. Now, one of the things that you'll notice, though, is that field reflectivity that is present on the reverse of the coin is actually also present on the obverse of the coin, and actually in the same, what would I say, in the same quantity. It is not really different. It's not like one side of the coin was messed with and the other side of the coin is original. And in fact, I want you to pay attention to how the light reacts over the center of the coin, where you have almost this saucer pan approach, where the center by below her ear, the coin almost dips back down, and there's luster built in there. So this, whatever happened to this coin, and by that I mean through the striking process, I don't mean what's happened since. Whatever happened to it, you know, it left a lower level down in there where the luster was able to flow and maintain itself and was protected from whatever portion of device is there. All right, let me see if I can get my grading thing off here. All right, guys, well, I told you that was unfair. It would be unfair. It's totally unfair. And to talk more about the overall issue of how to grade coins and what the standards are and or should be, this is my opinion. I'm going to say it's my opinion just because I've talked to enough people who disagree with me to know that it's not the only opinion out there. Although I do have a lot of people who agree with me, I know a lot of you are actually going to disagree with me, and that is to say, the coin should always be graded based on what is left of the coin. Coin grading is the condition of a coin based on the original state of the coin and how much wear is on it. How much wear do you have from the original state of the coin? There's actually a piece of emergency issue currency that came out once, that the original sheets were folded before they were printed. These notes would be technically uncirculated condition because they were actually printed with the fold already in them. I believe most dealers still will call them circulated. However, when you look at a coin that has anything that happened to it, whether it's a poor strike or there is a die defect or anything else that goes wrong, you're going to go ahead and grade the coin based on what the coin presumably looked like before it entered circulation and started to get wear to it. And this is something that you can see, I think, if I can make a comparison to coins that are error coins, where you'll have a coin perhaps for struck out a collar and it is very, very flat and the details are missing all over the place. And yet you'll see NGC and PCGS grade these coins accurately all the time in uncirculated grade, even though there is no detail. And of course, you can make the same argument for many of the different O-Mint Morgan dollars that come with no breast feathers, even though they're brand new uncirculated coins. So it's a little bit of a which is it going to be, guys, kind of question. My question, of course, to the grading companies is which is it going to be? But it seems to me that they are, I don't want to say that they're inconsistent on the coin that I showed you, because I have a feeling if I sent that coin in 10 times, it would come back the same grade, because I had at one point an 1807 half dollar that was 80% lustrous and they would not grade it above a VF, even though the coin was just a saucer pan. It was just flat as a pancake, but it had luster over almost the entire coin. The coin was clearly an AU based on the original condition that it was struck in. And yet I sent that coin in, 5 or 6 times. This is 2 decades ago, and they refused to, in my opinion, grade it properly. This is another coin that I believe that they will never grade properly. I believe that this coin is an extra fine all day long, and yet here they are calling it a fine. So I did pay very fine money for it. The coin goes from, I think, like 1,200 to, well, I lost all my numbers, 2,200. I don't remember. There's a bunch of different slips, a bunch of different price points on there that move around on me. But I paid $1,800 for the coin. I did pay much more for the coin than it is graded. And at the end of the day, we've talked about this before. And if you're new to the channel, maybe you haven't heard me say, grading doesn't matter, pricing does. At the end of the day, even if they called that coin an XF40 or 45, you would still see it trade for probably less than a normal extra fine coin because of its anomalies. And so they should feel free to grade it extra fine and let the market decide, let the buyer and seller decide how to price the coin. Because at the end of the day, the price sheets are just guides. They are just guides. They're not the Holy Scripture. They're just something for me and you to use as a dealer and as a collector or dealer to dealer and just talk things through and see. We have a starting point to look at and go from there. So, all right, guys, I told you that'd be totally unfair. You can hate me now or hate me later. All right, thanks for watching.